The coming December will mark the 10th anniversary of China's accession to the WTO. It is a momentous event in China's opening to the outside world. Practices in the past decade have proved that China's accession has not only promoted its economic development, but also made China's economic ties with its trading partners ever closer. Over the past decade, China has grown from the 6th to the 2nd largest trading country in the world, and its imports have increased by 4.7 times, which not only greatly diversified China's domestic consumption, but also created enormous job opportunities for other countries.
A new global order is emerging, with China being a main driver of the shift of economic power towards Asia as an emerging market. The membership of China to the WTO has contributed to China's status as the #1 exporter in the world, the world's #2 importer, the developing world's largest recipient of FDI, and the world's 2nd largest economy.
China's WTO accession has made China a country of planned economy into the mainstream of the market economy. WTO also changed the whole business environment in China. Transparency was something not very long in China for a long time, and it didn't exist in the Chinese dictionary in political and social terms. So there's a saying in China that if the water is too clean, there will be no fish. That means that if you want to make money in the business world, you have to fish in the troubled water. That means transparency has changed the whole business environment, the business practice in China because of the accession of WTO. 10 years ago, a private car was a kind of luxurious for ordinary Chinese. And nowadays, millions of Chinese have their own family cars. So for trade negotiators, we see such kind of things, we feel very satisfied because our efforts pay.
The projection of what happened 10 years ago, the lessons you've this afternoon drawn from what's happened since, do redress quite a lot of sort of wrong perceptions about what international trade is today and what China's role in international trade is today. I read, of course, a lot about trade, including listening or reading media, and I see quite a lot of, on the occasion of the 10th anniversary of China, in the Western press, China joined on the cheap. Which is, by the way, why now we have problems with China. Now, wrong, and I think anybody who has a bit of knowledge about trade issues and numbers, we know that China did not join on the cheap. On the contrary.
ITC has advocated the line that if domestic reform is independently and vigorously followed through by the government in collaboration with the private sector and other stakeholders, the process of WTO accession tends to fall seamlessly into place.
The negotiation, including China's WTO accession, can make a difference of the international relations, especially international trade and economic relations. So China's WTO accession has proved that trade negotiations could change the mindsets of the people and even change and reinforce the policy directions of one country. Our experience also shows that you have to work hard in the building up of the consensus domestically. You cannot just work single-handedly in Geneva and say something which are useless. I would like to say that we Chinese did very well to promote WTO in China. In the latter part of the negotiations and before WTO accession, I and my senior colleagues went around to all the provinces and the cities and visit all the CEOs of big enterprises and meet all the farmer representatives to tell them what is being negotiated, what kind of benefit you might get from this kind of negotiations. That is why we did such tremendous efforts to build up a consensus among the domestic part. And that formed the basis for the success of the negotiation.
What then is the role China is willing to play in the new global order? What role should China play?
In Geneva, I think what we should do to shape a new economic order is to strengthen WTO, to strengthen the multilateral system, and also to bring to the conclusion of the Doha round in one way or another. And we have to make a credible and satisfied explanation to the developing world, especially the LDCs. They are entitled to a credible and convincing explanation of how it has gone and what benefit they should get. Because after all, Doha round is a development round.